comprehension passage answers well. Many students learn the question answers thoroughly. When it comes to the writing skills also they do well. Correct? But when it comes to the comprehension passage, there are students who are not able to score well. What is the reason for it? One important reason for that is majority of the students nowadays do not have the habit of reading. Reading is forgotten by many students. This is the most important reason. In case you have the habit of reading, reading in the sense, don't think that it is only your text lessons that you have to read. Get the habit of reading even other books as per your age. If at all you have the habit of reading books as per your age, you will be able to get new knowledge. The thing is, vocabulary improves. You will be able to understand what is given in it without any person explaining that matter to you. So, that is essential for any person to do. Since we have these comprehension passages for classes 9, for almost all the classes 9 to 12, let us concentrate on how to go about it. What are the things that you have to remember whenever you are writing any answers for comprehension passage? Let me take a page here. This is how I'm drawing my page. So this is the margin. And always remember, you have the page and your previous page dots can be seen in this manner. Do not extend anything further from there. That is what you have to remember. That is one important thing that you have to bear in mind. Now, how should we write the answer? Before we write the answers, we do the reading. Am I right? So, when should we read? How should we read? These things must be borne in mind. As soon as the question paper is given to you, you understand that there are so many parts, sections in the question paper. That is section A, B, and C. Am I right? When it comes to section A, we have reading, in which you have passage 1 and passage 2. In section B, you have grammar as well as writing skills. In section C, we have literature, both the books, main book as well as the supplement. In this, you will have all varieties of questions, extract questions, short questions, long questions. Even from this, you have extract, you have short questions and the long question. This is your main book. This is your supplementary reader. This is how your pattern is for your examination. So, as soon as the question paper is given to you, what should you read first? You all know that you have 15 minutes of time for reading, isn't it? What are we supposed to read first? Please remember, there are things to be read first. Reading. I'm writing separately like this. Writing. What are you reading first? What are you writing? Reading. You will read first section C. Then you will read section B. And then what do you read? You will start reading section A. This is your reading pattern. So how should we write? We shouldn't write in the way as we read. Why shouldn't we write in the way the way we read? Let me write here the reading part. So I already wrote reading, I'm sorry. Let me write here what is the writing part. What are we supposed to write first? Why am I asking you to read section C? It is because you already know what is the lesson or what are the lessons there for the examination. You have already learned them. So, as soon as you read the questions, your mind tells you, yes, I know this, I know this, I know this. These are the answers. Your mind is ready. And when it comes to section B also, only two things are there in it. One is writing skills, another one is grammar. You know what is the grammar portion, so you will be able to read the questions in very, like it has to be read in a minute or two. You shouldn't take a long time for the sake of reading literature questions or the grammar questions. And even writing skills questions are also just 3-4 lines each question. you can read it up very fast. Once you read that, the new thing in your paper is only one. And what is that? Section A. This is new. Why am I saying this is new? It is because the content which is there in that paper is something not known to you previously. But when it comes to section B and C, these two things you already know. Am I right? Is this understandable? That is the reason you have to read first section C and section B. And last you should come to section A. Now, when I tell you have to come to section A, in both the passages, passage 1 and passage 2, what should you read first? You can read passage 1 or passage 2, no issue. But please remember, learn to read the questions first. Why should we read the questions first? It is because you will be able to understand what is the expectation. In case there is a question, why do you think the narrator did something? You will easily understand, oh, that means the narrator did something. In the passage, I must check why he did that. He might have done XYZ things. Why he did that, I must check. That idea you will get. Is it understandable? So, always read the questions first. Where are you reading the questions first? In your reading section. Is this understood by everyone? Yes? That means, are we not going to read the questions second time? We are reading the questions 2 times. You will read first the questions, then you will read the passage. I am writing 2 varieties of handwriting purposefully so that you will be able to focus on different things. First time passage, second you will read first question, second passage, and again third time what will you read? Question. This when will you read? Just before writing. Did all understand? So, after reading section C, section B, you will start section A. In this, you can read passage 1 or passage 2, no issues about it. But whichever passage you are reading, first you go to the question, then read the passage. Then go to the next passage, questions first, and then the passage. After that, as soon as the question paper is given, what should you start writing? Come on, you must be able to tell me at least something. Go to reading section. Write first section A, that is reading. Why? It is because just before you read everything, did you read? When you have read something, that is fresh in your mind. Since that is fresh in your mind, you will be able to answer it immediately. So at that time, just before writing, once again you're reading the question, you will be able to understand where the answer is because it is freshly there in your mind. In that way, you have to write the answer. Is this clear till here? Now let us see the next thing that we have to understand. Now, I told you that you have to write the section A first. Now, we have in that compulsorily write the heading section A. In this, we all know that there are 2 questions. What are the questions? 1 and 2. So, if you are writing question number 1, please write it in whatever way it is given in the question paper. If it is given in Indo-Arabic numbers, write that. If it is given in Roman numbers, write that. If it is given in alphabet, write that. Whatever model is given, only write that. Is that clear? After that, you have already read the questions. Do you have questions only in one variety or in varieties? You have question answers, you have fill in the blanks, you have vocabulary questions, you have assertion and reason questions, you have MCQs. Isn't it? So many varieties. So, what you need to do is check if at least one MCQ question is there or not. If you find MCQ questions, first thing that you have to do is draw a line after your margin. Scale width, you draw a line. Is this understood? Why are we supposed to draw the line like this? So that you will write the answers well. Now, under this one, you might have question number in this way. And first question, maybe there is no up. Where should we start the answer? Should we start from the margin or after the line that we have drawn? Yes, you are supposed to write it only here. In case, I already told you, your page, how much ever your page is, Remember the previous page margin and continue writing till there. Is this understood? So, if it is 1 mark question, you have to write it in 20 words. And can you do cut, copy, paste? No, please. In Tamil, you can do that. But in English, you have to read it. You should understand it, process it, and write the answer in your own words only. If at all there is any kind of a question in direct speech, what should we do? We should convert it into indirect speech. That means you must write every answer in your own words. No answer must be in direct speech. It has to be in indirect speech. Is this understood? Next, in case you are getting fill in the blanks, let us imagine now you have fill in the blanks question. What are we supposed to write? Only answer part. For which question are we writing only the answer part? If it is fill in the blanks, you are writing only answer part. In this way, what we are doing is we are making the examiner understand that you have clarity about what you are writing. If fill in the blank is there, whatever it is, we need to drink dash quantity of water every day. It might be in liters or glasses or whatever it is. If it is glasses, we say 8 glass. So we can write simply the answer 8 glass. If you are writing the answers in liters, 2 liters. That's all. You are not supposed to write full sentence. Is this understood regarding the fill in the blanks? Next thing is analogy based question or assertion and reason question. For all of them, if MCQs are there, you are supposed to write the given letter, whatever is the style. In case they have given numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in this way, you write the number and you write only that option. Do not write extra options at all. Is this clear? Don't think that fine, if I write 2 options, the teacher might be giving me better marks. No, please. Only one answer is right and that answer you have to write. Sometimes there might be a mistake in the question paper and 2 answers might be right. But it's enough if you write only one correct answer. Is this understood about MCQs? Now, we have another questions. And what are they? You might have questions for 2 marks. In English, we have like that for 2 marks. For this, what are we supposed to do? We saw that when it is for 1 mark, we have written it in 20 words. So when it is 2 marks, what do we write it in? 40 words. What should I write again? 40 words I'm writing here. I'm putting it in capital letters. What is it? Own words only. No cut, copy, paste. Pawan, are you able to understand what I'm telling you? And can we write it in direct speech or indirect speech? Only in the indirect speech. Is this understood? Now, another important feature for this comprehension passage is about writing the answers. Can we change the order? Are we supposed to change the order of the question? Yes or no? Whenever you have 1 mark questions, what are we supposed to do? Never ever change the order. Never. It is wrong. Do not change the order. So how are we to write? Maybe you do not know answer number 3. You know 1, 2, you don't know third answer, but you know 4th answer. If it is MCQs, you know how much space to leave. If it is 2 line, 20 marks, that is 2 marks question, it is 40 words. So in your page, it might come around 3 or 4 lines. Just leave those lines. Is it understood? You have judgment about how many lines you have to write. If it is 1 mark question, leave 3 lines. 2 lines for the answer, 1 line extra. If it is 2 marks question, leave 4 lines and 1 line for the sake of leaving there. In that way, you will be saving your time, you will be saving your energy, and you will also be able to get good marks. Is this understood? Samuel, are you listening? Are you able to understand what I am telling you? Did all follow this, children? Yes? No changing the order. Writing in own words. No cut, copy, paste. Whatever numbering pattern is there, same thing has to be followed. Same thing. We have to do the same thing even for question number 2. You can write question number 1 first or 2 first. That is not an issue. Main question numbers you can change. Suppose in comprehension passage you want to write second answer first. Yes, you can write second answer first. Under that all 10 questions you have to ask. Is this understood by everyone? Any doubts regarding it? No? So even for the other comprehension also, you will complete both the comprehensions in one go. And how much time can you spend for the sake of answering this comprehension passage, children? For each passage, you take something around 20 to 25 minutes. If you can finish a passage in 20 to 25 minutes, you will be able to do the remaining answers successfully. You can concentrate on writing every answer well. And you will also be able to get the time to revise, because revising the answers is also extremely important. Checking, double checking. Did I miss any point anywhere? Should I include something? Did I miss anywhere? Underline the important point. Check that and do it. Did all understand all the points interconnected to writing comprehension passage? That's good.